Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll be talking about an 8 by 1 or a 8 by 1 mux or multiplexer, and then how the inputs and then the select lines, the NOT gate, the AND gate, and then the OR gate all functions together, and then explain how it also relates to our daily or human lives also. So to start with, I want to explain what a multiplexer is. A multiplexer is a digital switch that selects one of many input signals and forwards the selected input to a single output line. It uses a select line to choose which input to send the output to. So that is basically the explanation or the definition of a multiplexer. Now, per the definition, we'll break everything down one at a time. The 8 by 1 mux has 8 input lines, which I've labeled them here from D0 to D7. And we will not see a D8 because I began with the D0. So D0, D1, D2, 3, 4, 5, D6, D7 are the input lines. Now the S1, S0, S2 that we see here are all the select lines. These are all the select lines. This that we see here is a NOT gate. This is a NOT gate. This NOT gate is very, very important and needed. The select lines need this NOT gate to act as an inverter. So it will invert whatever we put in here for the mux to function properly. And these are all AND gates. Okay, these are all AND gates. And then where we see the Y here means the output. So I have labeled my output as Y, and this is an OR gate, which will also be explained in the video. So the 8 by 1 multiplexer will only allow one single input to pass through the output at a given time or any given time. So these inputs can not pass through the output. We can have multiple inputs passing through the output, but we can have one single input passing through the output at a given time. When selected, it passes through the output. The inputs that we label them D0 to D7 would only work, or only one of the inputs will be selected and pass through the output. The select lines, these select lines would determine which one of the 8 inputs is selected when we select them by using a logic system. Yes, so the selection is done through a logic system. So these select lines will determine which of the inputs comes here into the output. So to select the input to pass through the output, we need this NOT gate, and this NOT gate will invert the selected signal where necessary to cover all the combinations. So from 000 to either 101 or 111 or 001 or 100, per which selections you choose or which selections you make, the NOT gate will invert the selection signal or the selected signal where necessary to cover all combinations from 000 to 111. The AND gate here, this AND gate, each AND gate will also correspond to one input. So this AND gate that we see here will only correspond to one input, only one input at a given time. So this AND gate will only correspond to one of the selected inputs. Then the OR gate, which gives us the final output, combines the output from all AND gates so that only the selected input goes through the output. So this OR gate will combine all selected inputs, all selected outputs to pass through it. Now these selected lines or these select lines form a 3-bit binary number system. So the 3-bit binary number system determines which input is selected. So the 3-bit binary system will determine which of these inputs is selected. For instance, so if S2 here and then S1 and then S0 are all 000, which means input D0 is selected, which means input D0 is selected. Then if S2 here we select 1 and then S1 is 0 and then S0 is also 1. It means that input 5 is also selected, which is this. Which means input 5 is selected and then we see our LED which turns on. Then if S0, S1 and then S2 are all selected and we have 111, this simply means that input 7 is selected. This input 7 is what is selected. So for instance, if we select input 6, we would not have our LED turning on because that is the wrong input. But if we select input 7, our LED will come on, which means that is the right input. And if we turn them off, or we have 000, which means input D0 is the selected one. That is why we've selected 7, but still the LED is not on. When we select input 1, the LED turns on, which means our selected input it's working fine, and that is the correct input that we've chosen or selected so far. So each of the AND gates here that we see is enabled by a unique combination of selected lines and their inverted versions. So these AND gates is enabled by a unique combination of a select lines and each inverted versions. The enabled AND gate also allows its corresponding data input, that is the D, to pass through the output. to pass through the output of all AND gates. And the output AND gate is fed into one OR gate. So this output AND gate is fed into one of the OR gates, one OR gate. Only one AND gate can be active at a time, which allows only one input to reach the output. So in real life, for instance, let's say we have a television. You have a remote for the television. The remote has multiple input sources. You have HDMI 1, HDMI 2, HDMI 3, USB, etc. You press a button to select one of the sources. So this select button that we see here will select one of the sources. Now, when you choose the source, you have multiple sources, but only one can be active at a particular time. The TV output displays only the selected source. So it will only display only the selected source. So if D0 is the selected source, that is what will display. If D7 is the selected source, that is what will display. That is what will display. So the final output you get is whatever you select from the selected source, is what you receive as your final output. Thank you very much for following this video. Please follow and watch more videos of a multiplexer system, and we'll be giving you more updates and more explanations on other topics as well. Bye bye.